Welcome to Let's Talk on Win TV. I'm your host, Denise Rolark Barnes, and I am so excited. Do you know that you are getting ready for the season that begins with what they call Black Friday? But we're about to have a conversation with the one and only Juanita BusyBee Britton, who's going to tell us what Black Friday is all about. Juanita, welcome to Let's Talk.
Oh, Denise, thank you for having me. And I must first say that I always have to let you know that I follow in your father's footsteps. When I first moved to Washington in the 80s, I was told by the editor of the Chronicle, the Detroit Chronicle, to get the Washington Informer. I read that paper just like the Detroit News. My grandfather's house was a depot for that newspaper, so I was very familiar with reading Black newspapers about us. So I just want to say how much I appreciate that you follow in his footsteps, no matter how hard it may be, no matter how tough it is. That you yeah, I do know that you have hung strong, and I'm so proud and so privileged and honored to be here with you to talk about the shop till you drive.
I was about to say, because I appreciate all that, but this is all about you. This is all about the holiday expo. I want to go back a little bit before we talk about Black Friday and this upcoming event. But tell us, Juanita, who is Juanita Britton?
Well, I'm this gal from Detroit who sold peanuts with her grandfather at age 3. That's how I learned how to count. And, counting, making change from 35 cents. That's what a bag of peanuts would cost. So I used to have to make change with quarters and dimes and pennies. And I learned how to count that way. And also the second thing is that I learned to love money because I could buy things. And then I also learned how to share because all the other kids in my neighborhood, I got to be 6, 7, and 8. We didn't have money for candy. So I had the money for candy and we bought candy and I shared it with everybody because I liked having a lot of people around me. Mm-hmm. Always liked a lot of people, so I was never a loner. So henceforth through junior high school, president of the class, student council, all of those kinds of things that just built me to be the person that I am today, which is an entrepreneur that loves to include everybody in success. And all that I could do to pass on information, opportunity to businesses, to young people, to even older people that may have not been doing it just right all those years. Come on, let's talk and let's figure out how to rebrand, how to redo, how to up your game, and how to make it happen. Because as you know, everybody knows now, we are finally seeing how much America does not respect us in the wider picture. We have got to understand and how to operate within our own business, within our own community, with each other more. Right. And I'm so proud of this moment because now everybody's really seeing what's going on. Back in the day, my grandfather used to tell me that segregation was no good. Mm-hmm. He said that segregation was good.
Right.
He said we had Black doctors, Black lawyers. We did everything with each other. We spent our money with each other,
and we built our communities and took care of our communities.
We took care of it. So I remember him saying that, and I was, Papa, no, it's good. Look at me. I'm in school and I'm amongst these people and we're having a good time and we're doing things together. Because I remember one spring break, I went to Colorado and I rode in a station wagon with 6 other kids and they were all white.
Wow.
And I went up, we driving across country. And I'm mainly the driver because I love driving. So I'm driving. We stopped at phone booths and I'd call my mom, my grandfather, and told them where we were. And I had no idea that they were thinking about my safety.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And because I was just in the clouds with having these wide relationships with them and going skiing, doing something, going skiing up in the mountains. And so I had a good time. Several of them remain my friends today, but my point was that he just knew we should concentrate on each other and we should spend with each other. So
But there's nothing wrong with that exposure.
Yes.
Which I think was good and helped to broaden your perspective
Yes.
on a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But what brought you to Washington?
Graduate school.
Okay.
I did a college tour for graduate school, and I liked Washington, D.C. because of the consortium. I don't know if a lot of people know that. I'm not sure it still exists, but if you go to UDC, or if you go to Howard, or if you go to GW, if you go to Georgetown, if you go to American or Catholic University, you are allowed to go to another university without admission. There's a consortium, and you can take classes in your curriculum at another school in this metropolitan area. So I wanted to take international studies, the bigger international studies, the school at Georgetown. And Howard offered me a scholarship, a full scholarship. So I came to Washington for the full scholarship, and I got half of my credits out of Georgetown University International School for study for international students, international affairs. And I did something at Catholic, I did something at American, and at George Washington. So that's why I came to Washington. Also, because I've always wanted to work for the State Department, and I wanted to be a diplomat. So I knew Washington was the place. I grew up with a lot of international folk because I had some people living in our home. And then when I was in undergrad, I met a lot of, I was an RA in the dorm, and I was the RA in the international dorm.
Oh, wow.
So I met all these people from all around the world, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do, is go connect between those people to have good relations with our country. That's what I always wanted to do. So
where did that come from, though? What this idea of international relations or international affairs?
I had a really great my first political science class. I had a Korean professor, and he literally stood up. He said, "You won't go Korea?" And I said, "Yes." And so I raised money and went to school in South Korea, to a school equivalent to like a Spelman called Ewha University. And I raised money through bake sales. At 17, I went to school in Korea for a year.
Wow.
And believe it or not, his cousin was the president, Park Chung-hee. And I happened to be there. Anybody remembers, Park Chung-hee was quite controversial. And he had several attempts on his life, and one of them, they killed his wife. And I was there when that happened. So I got sent home in the middle of a semester, and then I went back after everything was over with.
That's amazing. I mean, that you never know.
I know.
But we know that, because we know you, a lot of people know you, they know sort of the arts and the cultural and all the things that come with you, but not knowing where the source of that comes from. And so, I know that there's kind of a lot that happened between then and when you started the Holiday Expo. But what caused you to launch that initiative?
Yes, well, on one of my international trips, I happened to end up on the same day in London. I went to Brixton in London, where a lot of Caribbean folk live, and oh my goodness, they have blue hair, locks, and unique clothes, and platform shoes, and big afros. And I was so impressed with the marketplace, and this is Black folks. And then the same day, I went to a place called Portobello Road. And it's this long, winding road where there's a Saturday affair. And there were artisans on the street. And you go down this road and you see artisans and shops. And then you dip in a building and it's a marketplace. And you come out of that marketplace and you get on the road and walk a little bit more up or down. And more artisans, what we call vendors, but I don't say that, but just everywhere. I said, "Oh, we got to do this, and I got to do this." So I came back, and I talked to. I'd already learned about Black shopping, and so I'd been shopping at with Bernard Gray, with Maya Gallery. I've been to Wonderful Things,
yeah.
And then I'd heard about all these wonderful artisans that were kind of mulling around Washington, D.C. So I talked to Lee and Andrea at Wonderful Things and Bernard and asked them, what about if we did something like this? And back in the day, I had gotten all these pictures developed from the camera, and I showed them the pictures of what I saw and how fabulous it was. And they said, yeah, we like that. And I said, the more people that come, the more people that tell each other, because I wasn't into marketing. I just am a natural marketer. I said, we could just have you all get, and then after it's over, you can have a lot of customers. That's what I said. After it's over, you have, I didn't know the word residual at the time.
Right.
I said, and after it's over, you have a lot of customers. And they were like, well, okay. So the thing is that I didn't understand at the time that I would be the producer.
Right.
Meaning that it's different than just giving an event. Being a producer means you have to pay for everything and make the event happen on your own. Well, I was very gainfully employed, always have been. So I didn't mind investing my own dollars to make it happen before people paid me. Because you got to stage the event before people pay you. You have to. So that's how I started BusyBee, staging it and saying, let me build this and they will come.
You said, I want to go back to that too, BusyBee. How did you get that moniker? Where did that come from?
I was a child, and my grandmother said that she said that I could have 2 or 3 PlayStations, and I would not let them clean up one because I was going to go back to it. And they say literally I would crawl on the floor and go back and not let them clean up another area, because it wasn't like I left junk. I was working on something. So she said, that's a BusyBee. And everything after that was a BusyBee. I used to have tea parties, and I have these little cards from when she printed up cards that said BusyBee Tea Party. I had tea parties every summer with the girls in the neighborhood. We had to get dressed and learn how to hold our fingers, and I had tea parties because I was the first grandchild in the family. And they did all those special little things with me,
and a girl at that.
And it's interesting because she was on something like the 8th line of the AKAs, and I did up at Howard, and I didn't get any of that AKA thing from her because she passed early. I didn't even know about HBCUs in Michigan. I only knew, we didn't know about that.
Right.
So she didn't get a chance to impart that on me at all. I even listened to choral music. I didn't hear gospel till I came to Washington, D.C.
Wow. Wow. Even with Aretha and her daddy and all them folks there in Detroit?
We didn't know. We were Lutheran and we listened to choral music.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right.
I'm just saying. Yeah. And then I wasn't a Motown fan. I like rock and roll.
Okay.
I like Rare Earth. So I was a different girl. I knew all the Temptation songs and all that, but I just like different music. And it's something, I don't know what it is, but I always like to do, if everybody's going right, I'm the one that's going to go left. I've just been that way forever. So not to make a big difference. I just like seeing something different.
But the thing that's interesting about that is if everybody's going right and they see Juanita go left, they make a U-turn. Because I've seen, your holiday expos, it's like a family reunion. Everybody's there. Everybody comes at least one of those, 5 weeks, 5 days or throughout the month of December. So let's talk about that because, here we are. It's, we're coming up on the first day of the Holiday Expo on November the 28th. And all the, other folks are talking about Black Friday. Right? I mean, we've been talking about that for weeks. But what does that mean to you when you hear that term? What does it mean? How would you define it?
Well, I have always thought Black Friday was about us. Even the word shop till you drop. I never heard it till I said it. I had never heard shop till you drop. I see it a lot. So for me, Black Friday means Black people. But for the larger community, it also should mean that let's put these businesses in the Black. And the larger corporate world uses Black Friday because the businesses, the big box stores, the big corporate stores, they get 20 to 30% of all of their earnings on one weekend in the year. And it's that day after Thanksgiving, that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So they coined it Black Friday to put themselves in the black as they approach the holiday season so they can close the year out, not in the red, but in the black. And for those of y'all don't know, in the black just means in the green, meaning your money is good. You have made your money that you have not lost for the year.
Mm-hmm.
So they put a lion's share of their investments into holiday products and know that that is the time that disposable income is available and people are going to spend it. Well, that is so true. And how about let's spend it with each other?
Mm-hmm.
How about consciously spend money? You know, this is a very interesting year here in 2025. We're hearing a lot about a word with a B, and I don't want to say it. But when we talk about that word with the B, we're not talking about our businesses. We're talking about supporting our businesses
Mm-hmm.
and not supporting businesses that do not support our community.
Correct.
That's the
Mm-hmm.
biggest thing that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
So you might hear about people not shopping over this period of time, but they do not mean not shopping in your community.
Right.
We've
Mm-hmm.
got to shop and support the businesses in our community, and not the ones that aren't doing well, that don't have the right products. I don't mean anything like that. I mean respectable businesses that go out and very specifically know how to build their business and bring the attraction and have the things that we want.
Right.
And you know, that special gift that you want for your loved one, your kids, or those special things you want to get for yourself, or in fact perhaps the things that you want to redecorate your house with. I've got, you know, at this show there are 2 floors of shopping and over 85 independent businesses that I have selected to be in the show. I don't call one person to do the show. People approach us and then I select them to be there because some people may not have the product. Some people may not understand how to merchandise mix, meaning, okay, if you have to go to the wholesaler to buy some things, you've got to have a heck of a beautiful combination of products to be at my show, because we do not want a bunch of things that are over processed from China.
Right.
We're not having that.
I was going to ask you about that.
We're not having that. We're going to have things like this where a designer has designed this bag. You're going to have something like my dress. You're going to have glasses like this that come from a Black obstetrician.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have boots like this that are made by people of color. Everything I have on comes from, now these came from Turkey, but it's a Black Turkish, sure, it's a Black guy. It's a Black guy that's in Turkey that designs his boots, and he gets his boots made in Turkey.
Amazing.
But it's a brother that designed these boots. Yeah, so this is all purposeful shopping, and it's not hard. Some people come and have been coming to this show for 35 years, specifically.
So it's been 35 years at the Holiday Expo shop till you drop it.
189 shows.
Whoa.
And I conservatively have calculated, $8.3 million in consumer sales over 35 years, very conservatively. So this is not some little church bazaar vibe, although it's nothing wrong with a little old church vibe because it's at Shiloh Baptist Church, and they used to have a Christmas bazaar. In fact, that was how a lot of times we did shop at Christmas bazaars, and they were Black owned in a Black Baptist church, and on a given Sunday, they had the bazaar, and you get your cake, you get your wreaths, you get your angels. So this is an offset of that, or I'll say an upset to that. And so it's not a little old, it's big old, and it's 80 plus businesses, artists, designers, hairstylists. You know, we've got a couple people, got somebody there doing natural food. I mean, just A to Z, a ton of folk and people that come from all over the world. Every year, I sponsor someone from Africa I put them in a hotel for 6 weeks to be here.
Wow.
And I provide them with a free space.
So give us the dates and the times. You said Shiloh Baptist Church.
Yes. So this year with the economy and with the way that it feels to me, I've lessened the dates.
Okay.
So this year, 2025, we're doing the Black Friday and Saturday, November 28, 29. We're doing Saturday, December 6th. And the last show will be December 19th and 20th, which is a Friday and a Saturday. And those are the dates. 5 days to shop. November 28, 29, Black Friday and Saturday, December 6th, and then December 19th and 20th. We're trying to build a little steam with the consumers,
Right.
so they can want to come, and so they can consolidate their dollars to come and not have to feel like, oh, I don't have any money to go this week, and then maybe they don't make it the next week. I'm pushing for consolidation and to uplift these businesses in the community, because I don't sell anything. My only job is to get you there to shop.
You know, you know me. I come, I tour, I look around,
Yeah,
and I might buy something and I leave.
yeah.
The next week I come, I kind of know what I want. I buy a little bit more and I leave. But I am the Christmas Eve shopper. I've always been that. So now I know that I cannot wait till Christmas Eve to come this time. But I'm coming the 20th.
The 20th.
Yeah, those 2 dates are really good days, I think.
You know, Christmas Eve used to be my favorite show, because what happens, everybody come on now, Christmas Eve was when so many people from the community would just come and see who's there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, you know, I have an older audience. A lot of people aren't Christmas shopping.
Right.
They're coming to just kind of be collective. And so, and I've got the great DJs playing that good old time Christmas music. I have Bliss, the violinist, you know, serenading through the event. I have this brother, Dino, the DJ. Oh my God. And he's a musicologist. He's not just a DJ. He knows, he worked for Voice of America for 40 years. So he knows music in and out. So he comes and wraps himself up and plays the best music for us. And so it's a vibe I want to create, not just shopping, but it's a vibe.
And that's important because, you know, we just came through a government shutdown. A lot of people have lost their jobs this year, been laid off.
Yeah.
And, you know, but they still want to celebrate and they still want to give.
Yeah.
And get.
Yeah. You know.
So how price wise,
yes.
I mean, is there a place and a space for folks like that?
Oh my goodness. You know, I always say from $1 to $25,000. Because we do have high-end artisans there with their collectible things. In fact, this year, there will be an Elizabeth Catlett piece of art there, as well as a Jacob Lawrence piece. And these are heirlooms, things for a collection for a family, especially a nice young family, to have in their they have on their walls and in their vault of history for their family. Because it's those are generational artists. So when I talk about $25,000, I'm talking about rare pieces of art that will be there, as well as, you know, things that cost $1. Some, you know, there are things that I have some youth entrepreneurs right from our community, right from Anacostia, the youth organization here. They have a booth every weekend at BZB where they have all kinds of entrepreneurs from age 10 years old to age 20, and they'll have 4 tables there.
Wow.
You know, so I try hard to work to have a variety, and I get some people that come to me quite humbly and say, I've had some that say, look, I've done your show every year and I'm broke this year. Will you allow me to come without paying, and I pay you after the show? And even if I don't make all that I need to make, I'm going to make sure to pay you. And of course, I humbly say, yes, please do come. And I thank them for being honest, you know, instead of sitting out, because I'm wondering where you are.
Right.
Because people are coming to look for you.
Well, you won't get that in one of those big box stores. I know that. Even though they do have, I think layaway has come back and whatever in some of these stores.
Okay.
But they're not talking with the owners and the, you know, the entrepreneurs themselves. So that's a positive thing. That's good. Yes. Well, I'm excited. I'm glad I'm glad the show's coming back. Yes. I'm glad that you know, it wouldn't be the holidays without the Holiday Expo. And you know, any other surprises you want to share with us?
Well, I will tell you that I'm excited because I canceled my flight to come home 3 times before it was time to really come and get down for the show. I was in Ghana. And I just felt so good, and it was warm, and the vibe is so good, you know, and I just, and the government shutdown was happening, and people were just feeling sad. I could tell the temperature of the place was, low. And I said, let me get back and bring that temperature up.
Yes.
Let me come kick myself and pull myself up by my bootstraps and get back and get in there and get something done, because the energy that it would take to answer the phone and tell people that I was not doing Busy Bee, it would break my heart.
Mm-hmm.
It would break my heart. And my daughter Robin, my assistant Mackenzie, we are in the crunches right now, making sure that at 10 o'clock on Black Friday, we are ready.
All right.
Yes, we will be ready for you.
10 o'clock until
7 o'clock. 10
o'clock.
to 7 every day.
Okay.
General admission is a smile.
Right.
And I will have assisted parking. I had valet parking for 2 years, had a valet team, and what happens? People don't want to give the keys to the valet for them to park their car. I said, what is wrong with us? So, you talk about parking.
Yeah.
And so I hire a valet team. So this year, assisted parking, meaning we will help you park. We will help you find a parking space when you come down to Shiloh.
Right. Nice. Okay.
But just
something
a little something different,
Uh-huh.
a little something to encourage you to come on down.
Right.
It's just right on 9th and P Streets. Everybody knows where the oldest church in Washington, D.C. is, right on 9th and P at Shiloh.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wonderful. Well, last thing I want to ask you, Juanita, before we go, because this year, I think it was, you introduced a Mother's Day event.
Yes.
What's that? What's going to happen this year? Next year, because that was amazing, and the moms looked like they felt so special for all that you provided to them. I want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it was called Brunch and Blanc, and my goodness, how awesome it was. And I was just so excited to have it in a park that used to be a Civil War fort. And it was all tinted and gilded, and everybody wore white. And we had Ayanna Gregory. And I must say, Denise, that both of us selected a woman who knows how to do branding and put events together.
Yes.
And Jillian
Kaganda.
Jillian Kaganda came through and branded my event and made it what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And the food was delicious. The vibe was good. And we're going to have double the crowd and double the white.
Okay.
And, because I don't know if you recall, all the artisans there had white on. All the tents were white. So it wasn't that French event. It was our Black event called Brunch and Blanc.
Yes.
Meaning white. And so our mothers look so good. And I look forward to that. In fact, I should probably start preparing for it, right?
Oh,
when the year kicks off, I should start preparing for it, because that was, it's interesting because that weekend, I don't know if you recall, that's the Howard University, always Mother's Day is the same time as the Howard graduation. And it always rains or drizzles or something. The sky was
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
And
yes.
you had artists who displayed their work.
I had artisans artisans there. I had about 15 top level artisans there, because top level means that these people, this is their full-time job and they're prepared. They know how to look, act, and make a sale. So and they have the things you like, so all the things that are upscale that they make themselves. So I'm looking forward to having that again. Thank you for sharing that with everyone.
Well, everything you put your finger on is always just amazing. So I wanted to remind folks about that.
This year, we're going to, of course, do something special. We're going to I want to bring in some mothers that may not have a home. I don't want to say, I just want to bring in some mothers that are not living at their home.
It's unhoused or whatever the
unhoused, and bring them in and get them to go get some white clothes and come and join in right with. I had 10 there this last time.
Okay.
And they, of course, these sisters know you couldn't tell them from the
Not
next.
At all.
You couldn't tell them from the next. So I plan on
really
making sure, because some people bought tickets and said donate the tickets.
Yeah.
So
okay.
We're gonna maybe join together and have a nice effort to support mothers on that day.
Count us in. Count
Thank
us
you.
in. Well, I want to thank you, Juanita
BusyBee
Britton, for coming all the way from Ghana just to be with me.
Exactly. Really.
Really.
You all don't know, really. I tell people really quickly. So in Ghana, when you have a house, you have a driver, you have a housekeeper, and you have somebody that cooks. And so that might seem like a bit much, but what you're doing is employing people so they can take care of their families.
Right.
And everything is so affordable that way. And, I can get in the car and drive somewhere, but, it's different. It's like New York on steroids driving in Ghana. So you get a driver to drive you around and get where you got to go. You get somebody because your house is so nice.
I got to check it out.
Your house be so nice that you want to have someone to take care of it properly.
Right.
And then you have guests all the time, so you don't want to do all that cooking.
Yeah.
You get somebody that knows how to make some good jollof to serve your guests.
That's right.
And when you pay them, you are taking care of their family as well.
Nice.
So that's my modus operandi for all those kinds of things. It's not about me, it's about a whole family.
Right. Wonderful. Well, family,
Yeah.
Washington family, anybody that's watching, you know that you are part of the Holiday Expo, the Juanita BusyBee Britton family. The doors are open. They're going to open on November 28th in the morning at 10 o'clock. Go in. She'll be there. She'll be looking for you. And tell them you saw this on Let's Talk. I want to thank you very much for being with us.
I'll give them $25 if they do that.
Oh, did you hear that?
$25 in BZB dollars. If you come to me and say, I saw you on with Denise. $25 to you.
Oh, okay, y'all. Y'all got to go. All right.
On Black Friday morning. 10 to 12, like that 2-hour window.
Yeah, okay.
If you come during that 2-hour window, you got $25 to shop till you drop.
All right. So share with a friend. Y'all just come on out. The main thing is just come on out and shop till you drop. Again, this is Denise Rolark Barnes. Thank you for joining us for this segment of Let's Talk. Thank you, Juanita, for being here with us. And we will see you next week.
Yeah.
Where do you come to get all your news? You already know it is Washington Informer. Hello, everyone. It is Micha Green, managing editor here at the Washington Informer. And I'm so happy to be with you this day as we talk to Mignon Pinson and Maya Pinson, the fabulous mother-daughter duo behind LoJai Productions. I am really excited to hear what they have cooking. And can I just say it is really, really landmark in that it is a triple genre premiere coming right here to the DMV. So I want to hear about that and everything that LoJai has coming up. So without further ado, Mignon, Maya J, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Is the better question. We're now in the holiday seasons. Maya, are you home from college right now?
Just got home yesterday.
Awesome. Well, welcome back. So I have to tell everybody, this is a bit of a reunion for us. I talked to Maya, I think now 8 years ago. Is that right? And, I should say you've always been such the creative. And so it's wonderful to still see you grinding and creating and really paving paths as a young artist. And so congratulations. But Maya, Mignon, tell us a little bit about what you all have been up to with LoJai Productions and a little bit for the folks that don't know about it, what LoJai Productions is.
So we are LoJai Productions. And we are a mother-daughter duo film production company that is based and operates out of the DMV area. And since we last spoke, we've made over 20 films, 20 projects. And recently over the summer, we shot 3 films back to back. And November 29th, next week, in 9 days, we are going to have the very first, it's a monumental event, but the very first premiere that's showing 3 different movies, 3 different genres in one location and one premiere screening. So everybody should come out to that. It's a monumental event, 3 different movies. And you're there for under 2 hours, so it's not like you're there all day, and you're going to wish you were there all day because the movies are so good.
Yes.
Congratulations. Yeah, Mignon, add to that, please.
Yeah, like Maya said, this summer we really put our heads together, and we wanted to create stories that people can relate to and enjoy, So we have so far over 600 people who have purchased tickets and who are hopefully going to come. We have some people who just support and purchase tickets, but it's going to be a phenomenal event. The three movies that we did, the comedy is called Broke Down and Bougie. The faith-based one is Unclaimed Seat, and the thriller one, the drama, is called Frame of Evidence. And each of those movies have already been selected into multiple film festivals. Broke Down a Bougie Comedy has won 3 awards already. So we're very excited to do this because we are the first, I believe, in the United States that's actually premiering 3 different genres. It's been done before over and over at film festivals, but as far as their film production company, we are pretty much, we believe, the first one in the United States and or definitely in the DMV area to be bold enough to do that.
That is amazing. Like you said, bold, fierce, fearless, and really such a gift in this time. And so thank you for sharing that. Take us back before we get into November 29th, how you all are able to collaborate and split your creative leadership with LoJai Productions.
Well, it works pretty well. I know not everybody can say that they love or would love to work with their mom, but I do personally.
And I do too.
We do a really good job at separating the mother-daughter title from producer-director title. And when we're on set, my mom pretty much just takes a step back and lets me direct. And as she's writing, I treat her as a writer. I give her constructive criticism. I don't hold back because she's my mom and I don't want to hurt her feelings. If I feel like some things need tweaking or working on, I'll let her know. And same with producing. If there's some administrative work that needs to be done or something along those lines, she'll definitely, tell me. But I will say naturally, because she is my mom, I definitely not listen more, but I think I take more heed to what she says. I think what any type of advice or opinions that she gives me, I definitely hold it closer to my heart. But she doesn't overstep, she's not controlling, and she really lets me do my own thing and direct, because eventually I might start directing either like other people's projects, and whereas she's not writing it, and maybe one day she might take a step back from the company and I'm going to have to, know how to keep things afloat by myself. So she definitely allows me and gives me the space to do so on my own. So I really appreciate that. That's pretty much how I would describe our dynamic working together.
That is awesome. Mignon, how about you? I mean, Maya just shared how the behind the scenes go, but what is it like being able to offer these gems and all you've learned and then see your daughter thrive in this creative space?
So I've been connected into the entertainment industry for over 38 years. I started as an actress way back when. I'm a SAG member, and when I had my first daughter, Maya has an older sister, but when I had my first daughter, we put her in the business. So she worked with Will Smith, Chris Rock, Taraji Henson, just a whole bunch of stars doing her thing. And I decided that wasn't for me. I'm more of a behind the scene person. And then when Maya came about 14 years later, she's 14, there's a 14-year difference between the two young ladies, sisters, the daughters. And when she wanted to become an actress, Maya has always has favor. Like whatever she did, Maya just was just blessed enough to excel. When she was 4 years old, she just started drawing and she drew the whole characters of SpongeBob to a T. I mean, and she's won contests, she's won savings bonds, and her work has been published at 5 years old and 6 years old. Then she got into sports. But anyway, just seeing how Maya developed, and Maya has always, in my opinion, she's a quick study. She's a very quick study. She's so gifted. Maya, we all love cooking, but Maya is that one who can find some recipe on Instagram, go to the store, buy the ingredients, and have it look exactly just like what she just saw. So she's gifted and she's a quick study. But when we're working, like Maya said, it's no longer mother and daughter, even though she still addresses me as mom. But we respect each other's lanes. And I'm that person. If you are collaborating and working with anybody, once you place them or allow them to be in that lane, we need to let them stay in that lane, because that's the only way they're going to learn and grow. And just like myself, Maya does very well with directing and has a good eye for directing. We both write, direct, and produce. So when she's away in college, if we do a short film or a feature film, I direct the movies. But when she's home, she directs it, because it's important for her, since this is the lane that she really wants to be in. What better movie platform to experiment with but then yours? Because when she does get out there and get on somebody else's platform, she can take what she's learned to apply it with those platforms. And the same thing like myself. But we definitely, there are a few times we may see things from a different lens, right? So we step to the side, we'll negotiate. If it's something dealing with producing, or if I see something with directing, I don't overstep my boundaries and call her out, and on my lane. She doesn't do, we negotiate, and and we trust each other's judgment, and it's been working so well. We have a phenomenal relationship. I love working with her, and it's not just Maya, we're a family business. My husband is involved as well.
I love that. What an inspiration, truly. And so, Maya said, since we last talked, you all have done more than 20 projects.
Yeah.
But I know My Private Line to God has reached millions of viewers.
Millions of people.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about how My Private Line to God influenced these 3 films: Frame of Evidence, Broke Down and Bougie, and Unclaimed Seed, or even your approach to it after the success of it.
For me, I'm not going to say My Private Line of God influence. These 3 movies had an influence from My Private Line of God, because they're very different. And we have written other movies leading up to that. We love writing and producing. So it's just, we go from one movie to the next, to the next, to the next, if that makes sense.
Yes.
My Private Line of God has opened the doors on many platforms for us. But for me, I don't think it really influenced it, because that was a feature film. And the storyline was different. But these 3 are 3 short films, and we do a lot of short films. And I thank God that we've done films leading up to My Private Line of God. So now that we're taking a break and just doing some short ones, for me, in my head, it's like just staying in our lane, doing what we love to do, and following our niche, for me. But Maya, you may have a different answer.
I mostly agree. The only thing I would say is different is that, and honestly, I feel like this is with every project, but as a director, I really take it set by set. And with every project and every set, I learn something that carries over to the next. So definitely with My Private Line to God and The Christmas Room, because we did those 2 semi back to back, and those were our first years. And the thing about My Private Line to God is that my mom, I don't think many people know this, but my mom actually directed most of that, because I was away at college. But when I was able to go back and attend sets, I directed those when I was there in person. But The Christmas Room, I directed that, if I'm not mistaken, every single day. But if there was like a day or 2 where I wasn't there.
It was a couple of days you were in college, and I directed those days. But
she
thereafter, and what made that special with The Christmas Room, not only did she direct, 90% of The Christmas Room, she was the starring actress in it. So that was a double heavy role.
Wow.
And she co-wrote it. We co-wrote it together. So
Wow.
But yeah, so with those two movies in particular, I definitely saw how different you have to approach things. Because like my mom said, prior to that, we just did all short films. So having a short film, which is, I don't know, probably prior to that, our average was probably between 15 to 20 minutes. And then we multiply that by, I'm not sure, but hour and a half long movies, you definitely have to look at things from a wider lens. Like the picture is much bigger. So having the opportunity to go from being used to doing short films to doing two feature films back to back and then reeling it back into short films, I don't really know how to put it into words, but it definitely like made me think about the three most recent short films that we did in a different lens because of my experience working with the two featured films. So I hope I answered your question, but
Oh, that's great. So I guess that takes me to the next, which is why bring these three short films to audiences in this way? I mean, like you used, it's a monumental approach, certainly. But why do so? And what are you hoping audiences gain by being able to take in three different genres in one sitting?
well, first, my mom, she's like a creative like factory in her head. She's constantly churning out ideas, like constantly around the clock. Like I can't even keep up with how many ideas she spits out. So she came with
Misha,
me.
don't laugh.
You, you know I'm loving every moment of this.
She came with me with a bunch of ideas, and they were all short films, so that made it easier to, do multiple at one time. But we ended up. And then also, I personally think that these three films are a tad bit different because prior to doing these three films, they were our films pretty much mostly were just educational and informative and really wanting to spread a message. And I feel like the three most recent films, maybe except for one of them, but really the three most recent films are kind of leaning a little bit slightly towards more so entertainment based. So I think those are a little different as well. But I'm sorry, what was your original question?
Well, you were answering it well. Why these three coming to audiences at the same time? So you were right on it.
Yeah, so I was home for the summer and had a lot of time, and I love working on projects whenever I get the chance to at home, because when I'm at school I'm focused on school and school projects, but when I'm at home I get to hone and work on my own craft and elevate my own business. So I was home for the summer. We were able to knock out three short films, and I believe my mom looked it up and she said she looked up to see if there was any other times where somebody has premiered three different movies at the same movie premiere screening, and there weren't. So it was a wonderful, excellent opportunity for us to take to be the first to do so, because we love being original. So
Yes.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's, mom, if I answered accurately, I think that's why. But
And I, like Maya said, I love doing things differently. I don't look at other movies and say, "Oh, I want to do this one and just do it better," or have the same storyline. I love to incorporate something different. Number one, but number two, like Maya said, having these three movies shown at the same time, because they were short films and I didn't want to have people to have to pay for three different premieres. We wanted to be able to offer something for everyone. And these messages in this movie, all three of the movies, they're very good messages. You're going to walk away with something from each one of them. Um, and so that was one of the reasons why we wanted to have the three movies shown. So we have the faith-based, the comedy, and the drama thriller. But so that if you don't like comedy, you may like the faith-based. Don't like faith-based, you may like the thriller. And then the rest of the world don't mind seeing all three. So we wanted to be able to bring people together to see that this can be done. The sky's the limit. Just figure out a way, any kind of way, to do something different, or If you want to do what somebody else is doing, just make it happen. Anything can happen. And and in this day and time, we did not need Hollywood's permission to do this. We didn't need the mayor of PG County to do this or DC to do this. But so, therefore, if you don't need anybody's permission, and if you do need somebody else's permission, seek it. Just do it. Just do what you love doing. And we had never done it before. So I knew that was going to be kind of risky, but we have, over almost 600 people who actually purchased tickets. So it's going to be a nice event. And I think people are going to really love it because some of the movies are already won film festivals and they're not even out yet.
Wow.
Like the Broke Down and Bougie. This one is this cast, and I do casting as well. We do casting as well. So we run our own production company. If someone wants to make a movie, if you have the idea in your head but don't know what to do, when to do it, how to do it, call on us, LoJai Productions. We will be more than happy, and we are doers. So if you have an idea and don't call us if you don't want it done. If you want it done, call us. We're going to make it happen. You're going to be walking away with a movie.
Awesome. And we'll make sure we include all your contact information for the folks to see. But before we head out, how can folks get tickets? Is it still time to get tickets? I know that you said more than 600 people are already headed that way. Oh, yep. And there's your info right at the bottom of the screen.
Well, the tickets can be purchased. I forgot to give that to you. If they want tickets, they can visit www.instantseats, there it is, instantseats.com, and then put in LoJai Productions to search LoJai Productions or one of the three names, and it's going to take you straight to the page, and they can purchase the tickets. We only have a few left, though.
That's a good problem to have. So if you're watching this, y'all, don't miss out. Get the few tickets that are left.
A few tickets left.
Go ahead and get them. Oh, this has been awesome. As we are in this season of gratitude, just leave us with something that you all are thankful for in undertaking this, as you said, Maya, wonderful word, monumental opportunity on November 29th.
So I'm number one, I'm grateful. We give God all the glory, with all of our projects that I'm writing, thinking of, and we're doing, and definitely when we're on a set, we're always praying and giving God and asking God to be a part of it. Assign his angels to be with us. Those are my prayers, because anything can happen at any moment of the time. And number one, we're also grateful for people like yourself, Micha. If it's hard getting actors and family members to promote. They'll promote here or there, but people like yourself, if you're in a position to help someone get their stories out there, because independent artists, we always need extra help to help spread the words to your platforms. So we're very grateful for that. And I'm very grateful for, God allowing me to have the daughters that I do have that I'm close with. And I know I have people, friends that says I love my children, but I can't stand them. I've never thought of that, So Maya, I thank you. I'm grateful for you and my husband, and just we are a good team. So, and then I'm also grateful for the actors who always want to return and work with us. They tell us all the time, you don't have to pay us, just let me be in y'all's movie, because we chase quality, we generate quality. And so in the messages, so those are things that I'm very grateful for. And my mom and everybody.
Yeah, I'm grateful for God blessing me with the skill set that I have, and just the support group that I have, in terms of like my parents, family members, supporters, actors, everybody. Like I really think that without them, I wouldn't have the courage, I wouldn't have the resources, obviously. I wouldn't be able to be here having this interview with you about this if they weren't here and God didn't bless me with all of them. So I really am thankful for all of that.
Well, I am super thankful to God for this amazing mother-daughter duo that
Thank you.
Mignon Pinson and Maya J. Pinson. You all are just such lights to
Thank
the
you.
world. And we thank you for sharing your artistry and talents and gifts with us for so many years. And Maya, you done made me feel old, but I just again am thankful to see a young person fearlessly pursue their passions in such a way. And so you continue, both of you, to be an inspiration for many.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes, yes, yes. And uplifting Black storytelling. That's what we're about
Yes.
here at the Washington Informer, right? We're
Yes.
always thankful for that. Well, I'm thankful to the audience for tuning in. As you all know, sharing is caring, I always say. And particularly in this season of giving, why don't you do your village the favor and gift of sharing this stream and letting them know not only about November 29th, but
Yes.
also the amazing things that LoJai Productions has coming to the
Thank
world.
you.
Offer to you. Thank you all. We really
Oh, thank you. And if you're not busy next Saturday, definitely send me an email. We can have you come there to check it out yourself.
Yes, I would love that. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'll
You're
follow
very
up with you
welcome.
now for sure. Really
Okay.
appreciate it. Yes. Well, blessings to everybody. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Win TV. We appreciate you and happy holidays.
Thank you.
Where do you come to?